about why McDonnell is not qualified, in your view, to be governor? Maybe you would all give us, some example of why Deeds is qualified to be governor. Maybe there are some proposals. For example, we haven't heard anything on transportation, but maybe an opportunity, perhaps to emphasize the positive here.
Jeff, I would gladly step into that transportation debate. I don't know what else you want Creigh to say, other than the fact that he has historically supported real solutions for transportation. I remember I had him in my transportation committee when that horrid House Bill 3202 came over, and we were threatened by the speaker that if we even changed one thing, there was not going to be a transportation program. I was lobbied by the then Attorney General Bob McDonnell to please make sure that bill got through. I was lobbied by the then chairman of the Republican Party of Virginia. What was his name? He's still out there on the Bob McDonnell campaign. He was so brief, I forget his name.
Gillespie?
Yeah, Gillespie. That it's just critical that we pass this. I think Russ will tell you that he was in the meeting when Gillespie came in and begged us to do it. And at least Creigh had enough sense to vote against it. And, he had proposed a gas tax increase, which is real money, instead of the fake money that came out of that 3202. So for Creigh to put together a detailed plan right now, the first thing he'd be is assaulted by House members that would not support it. I think you're going to have to see the political landscape change a little bit through the election process. That's going to happen in November, where Creigh can sit down with people and say, okay, let's be realistic. Here's what I want to do. What do y'all want to do? But at the same time, building consensus with a problem that we've wrestled with for 10 years without any solution, versus putting up a detailed plan like Bob McDonnell's that is an absolute non-starter, is what got me involved in this campaign to begin with. I'd much rather have somebody that is reasonable and has proven to be reasonable in the past, talking about building consensus and trying to come up with a good transportation plan that we can all believe in, versus someone that puts out a 20-page detailed sheet that not one piece of it's a starter.
This is Russ. I'll give you examples of the kind of leadership and the kind of governor that Creigh would be. He threw caution to the wind and supported strongly the bipartisan redistricting theme and went to the forefront in that. And I think he showed his ability to work in a bipartisan fashion. I observed over all the years his ability to bring Republicans and Democrats together. He has that unique personality and the ability to get people to compromise, and that's what the whole process was about, to compromise. He's a strong bipartisan leader, and he also, time after time, I've seen him stand up for small business measures. As you know, representing the district that he did, he had a huge constituency, a whole lot of Republicans who supported him, the small businessmen, and I've seen and heard the good things that they said about him. So in terms of getting along with people and bringing people together, he has that kind of personality, a very healing, bipartisan leadership style.
Jeff, this is Catherine Waddell. It's no secret that I support women's reproductive health care choices be made between a woman and her doctor. And I know that this is something that, as our governor, that Creigh will continue to support, and know that he will be on the side of women. I know that he would also support equal pay for men and women. He voted in favor of that resolution. So, and I feel like with Creigh, there's no pretense about him. What you see is what you get. He's the real deal. And I totally agree with Lottie on transportation. I was there when that transportation bill was in, and, they were just pushing Republicans to support that because they were afraid they were going to lose some seats if they didn't get a transportation bill through, even though everyone knew it was a bad bill. And, you talk about how he said he's not going to raise taxes. Well, that's exactly what they did in that transportation bill. They pushed it off on Northern Virginia and Hampton roads, but they were still going to be raising taxes. So I don't see how you can run from that either.
One of the things that, well, two things that I've cared about a lot in the Assembly, one is the environment, the other is education. In the environmental area, Creigh has been supported right along, and he's one of only 3 people, for instance, that have been selected by the Friends of State Parks as one of their champions, and that's a result of his continued support of open space and so forth, and looking after our state parks. As far as education is concerned, his record is out there for anybody to see, and he has one of the highest ratings, maybe the highest rating, of the Virginia Education Association. So for both the area that I'm concerned with, in the environmental area and the education area, Creigh has been right there when we needed him and will continue to support both education and environmental matters as governor. That's one of the reasons I'm strongly supporting him.
Thank you, Delegate Dillard.